Okay, so what are the things that we are going to see now? Okay, today we are going to see reporting and how to export the data in Excel. We'll be seeing some live case studies. Okay, so these are the two things that we are going to see today. Okay, let us explore the reporting part. Okay, fine. So let us see how are the metrics that what are the metrics that we will be getting while we are going to run the advertisement. So lastly, we had seen about how to create an advertisement and how to narrow down our audience and what are the bidding strategies that are available in Facebook through which we can able to achieve the targets. Okay, so these are the things that we had seen during the last classes. So overall we had learned about how to create an advertisement using the Facebook ads manager. Okay, so we had explored about how to upload an image and what are the how we can able to provide the primary text and how we can able to schedule a advertisement for a particular time. So we had seen all those details, and after that we had created the advertisement. Okay, and now we are in the position in such a way that while we are going to run the advertisement, while the advertisement is running, while the advertisement is taking the the funds that we had allocated, how the results will be obtained and how we can able to measure those results. So this is what we are going to learn today. Okay, all right. So first thing is these results are something which are related to the lead generation campaign. So the lead generation campaign, the result will be based on number of leads rather than number of clicks. What we had chosen is the website traffic, and what we are going to see here is the same data, but except the number of clicks, we will be having the metrics as on Facebook leads because it's a lead generation campaign. So the results will be on leads. Okay, so let us explore what are the options that we have in the Facebook advertisement that we can able to use to identify, to segregate how the results are, how we had received the results, and how we can able to identify where we have to improve, and how we can able to do the optimization, and which are the metrics so important. So we will be seeing all those details today. Okay, so to start with, this while the campaign is running, while the campaign is running, the metrics will be available for the campaign level, as well as the metrics will be available for the ad sets as well, and the metrics will be available for the ads as well. Okay, so while we are seeing the ads, the metrics will be associated with each and every advertisement, each and every ad, within any group, and within any campaign. Suppose if we are into the ad sets, then these ad sets metrics will be a cumulative result of the results that has been obtained from a single or multiple advertisement. For an example, let me to show you with an example, and similarly, completing the same part. whatever the metrics that has been received for the ad sets, the campaign will be the cumulative results in such a way that what are the ad sets that are available inside the campaign, all the campaign details will be bundled, and the data will be shown on the campaign level. Okay, so to say these things in a clear way, so I had chosen a single campaign. By choosing that checkbox which is available nearby the campaign name, we can able to check out what are the groups and advertisements that it has specifically only for those campaign. For an example, if I choose this campaign and if I had chosen this campaign, so for these two campaign, what are the ad sets which has been created inside, so those details I can able to get here. So ad sets, so these ad sets will have the complete ad sets which are available in both the campaign. Okay, fine. So right now I'm going to check only one campaign, and I'm going to explore now what are the things that are what are the assets that are available. Hi Samir.
Hey, sorry, I had some network problem again.
Okay, okay.
Now I'm doing, yeah.
All right, fine then, fine, no issues. Okay, so yes, I'm on the campaign level right now. So I had chosen a single campaign, and in this single campaign, I'm going to explore what are the ad sets that are available in the single campaign. So in a single campaign, these are the advertisements. I'm sorry, these are the ad sets that I had created inside a single campaign. So the total, results of whatever the results that has been achieved from this particular ad set has been calculated, and the cumulative value is 125 and 20,957, right? So the same data will be reflecting in the campaign level. Okay, 125, 21, 261, and 1.16. So that means campaign is the cumulative result of whatever the assets and data that it has. Similarly, this asset, suppose if we consider one asset, suppose if we consider this asset result of 2 and 5, 1, 1, 4, etc., are a cumulative result of whatever the advertisements that are available inside the particular ad set. Okay, so let me to explore now. So inside this ad set right now I had created only one advertisement. So for that one advertisement, whatever the data that has been shown here has been taken, and it has been shown in the cumulative level as well. Suppose if we had created multiple advertisements, then this data is going to be a cumulative data of all the ads which are available inside the ad sets. Okay, hope you all had understood clearly how the metrics are shown here. Ultimately all the results are for a particular advertisement, particular ad that we are running for a campaign. Okay, but the results of a campaign, results of an ad set, are a cumulative results which are found as a result of running the all the advertisements or all the ad sets whichever is available inside the campaign. Okay, all right, fine. So this will help us to identify how the results are performing on a overall average on a period of time, and what is the total amount of funds that we had invested. So those data will be available through this platform. Okay, so let me to explain you what are the things that are available. So the first is campaign name, whatever that we had created, and this is the delivery status. So it will say whether our advertisement is active or it has passed. The only those two things are there. Apart from this, we have some account error kind of notification is also available. So that will happen. Suppose in case if we do not have any, if we had completed our funds and the funds is yet to be loaded, the delivery will be shown as account error. And what we have is the result. So result is the the total amount of times that we have, total amount of clicks or total amount of leads that we have received for a particular campaign. Okay, those things will be available in the result. So the results can be the, we can say the results are the one thing which we are looking for which we are going to run the advertisement for. Okay, and then what we have is the reach. So reach in the sense, for an example, we have some the reach is something which is highly based on impressions. So you can see here the impressions are the value which we had shown the advertisement. For an example, let us consider in a particular page, in a particular Facebook page, our advertisement has been shown. It will be considered as single impression. the page has been loaded and the advertisement has been loaded, then it will be considered as a single impression. So impression in the sense, single time, impression in the sense, how many times the advertisement has been loaded in a web page, I'm so loaded in a Facebook page. Okay, so that is what it is called impressions.
Does that mean, like, suppose I get a Facebook post
Hmm.
or this ad, so I
Okay.
just see it and I just go to the next thing without even touching it, the
Hmm.
screen. So is it still considered an impression? Like I've seen it,
Yes.
but I've not clicked into it.
Yes, you are almost right. So suppose for an example, if there is a advertisement which has been loaded, and if you doesn't seen that advertisement, then it will be considered as impressions. Suppose if you had seen that advertisement, then it will be considered as reach. Even if you does not interacted with the advertisement, that is fine. But still, if you had seen that advertisement, that will be considered as reach. And after that, you had not touched anything and you had went to the other thing. That is fine. So that will not be considered as clicks. But that is how the difference between reach and impressions. Okay. Hope you had got the point that when a advertisement has been loaded and if it is not in your
Yeah,
screen,
clear.
yes, when it is not in your screen, then the particular advertisement will be considered as impressions, but reach in the sense when someone had seen the advertisement by scrolling up, or something, by making the mouse over. So if they had seen the advertisement, those things will be considered as reach. Okay. And after that, let us go to the next session. The next section is frequency. Frequency in the sense, how many times we had shown the same advertisement for a particular group of people. Suppose the frequency is 1.16, that means on an average, 90% of the audience we had shown the advertisement for a single time, only one time. And for the rest of the audience we had and the rest of the 10% of the audience, we had shown the advertisement for two times or more than two times. Okay, so that is what the frequency represents. Suppose if the frequency is 3, that means our advertisement has been shown 3 times to the same audience. Okay, so that is what the frequency represents. And what we have is the cost per result. So the cost per result is a calculation based on how much funds that we had invested and how many leads that we had obtained. For an example, here the total amount of spend is 3729, and for this 3729 has been received 125 results. So 3729 divided by 125 is going to be 29.84. That is what the cost per result. Okay, for a single result, what is the funds that I'm spending? So that is the representation of cost per result. Okay, and after that, what we have is the budget. So budget is the value or the amount that we had specified to Facebook, and that is going to be the maximum value that we had chosen. And you would remember the same thing which we had it's the same thing which we had provided in the campaign building location, in the lifetime budget or daily budget, right? So the same budget will be reflecting here. Okay, all right. So here, if we had mentioned as lifetime budget, it will be mentioned as lifetime budget, and if we had mentioned as a daily budget, then it will be mentioned as daily budget. And whatever the value that has been shown, it will be applicable for the budget category that we had chosen. So here, daily 1,000 is the objective, and here, the total 10 days, 15 days, or 20 days, the total objective is is to reach the 2,000 value. So that is what the column budget represents. And amount spent, this column represents how much amount we had spent till now during the period of time. Okay, so that is what it will be representing through the amount spent. And ends, so this is the column which represents when the campaign is going to be getting ended. Suppose inside this campaign there are four ad sets, and two ad sets is going to end by 25 June, and two ad sets are going to end by 27 June, then the end will be considered as 27 June. So whichever the campaign that ends at the last will be shown in the campaign level. Similarly, the same is applicable for the ad sets, and for the same is applicable for the ads as well. So whatever the details that is shown for the advert ads, that will be reflecting in the that will be reflecting in the ad sets. Okay, then impressions we had already seen what is that, and after that what we have is the cost per thousand impressions. So cost per thousand impressions is represented in the short form CPM, cost per mile, cost per mile. So mile is equal to thousand impressions. That is how it has been represented here. So cost per thousand impressions. So this means how much amount we had spent in order to reach thousand impressions. Suppose we had shown our advertisement to thousand people. For showing it to thousand people, how much amount that has been spent from us. So those informations will be available in cost per impressions data. So here it is 120, 151.77. That means, approximately for reaching 1000 impressions, 151 rupees has been spent. So that means for every impression, 10 paise has been spent. Here 212 rupees has been spent for 1000 impressions. So that means 0.20 paise has been spent for each impression. Okay, so that is what cost per impression has been used for. And then what we have here is the link clicks. Okay. Link clicks in the sense, suppose our advertisement has a call to button action, like for an example, learn more, read more, apply now, book now. So when someone clicks the particular advertisement or the particular call to action button, every click will be counted in this link clicks. Okay, so here it represents 258 link clicks has been done in the advertisement till now, or otherwise during the period of time. Okay, and then what we have is the cost per click, cost per link click, CPC. We call it as cost per click, cost per link click. Almost both are same. So this is the one thing which will calculate and provide us how much value we are spending for each click. Suppose here, it will be like almost same. We had spent a total value of 3729.64 divided by, uh, let us check it out whether it represents link clicks or clicks. Yes. Okay, so this is what the cost per click, cost per link click represents how many clicks we have. What is the cost that we have spent for each click, each link click, from the total value that we had spent. So 3,729 we had spent, and with this value we have achieved 258 link clicks. And by calculating the cost per link click, it is 14.46 rupees. So this is what the value that we had spent for a single click. So that means for a single impression we had spent 0.10 paise, and for a single click we had spent 14.46 paise. And from link clicks, for a single result we have spent 29.84 rupees. So that means we had almost achieved, for two clicks we have achieved one result. Okay, so that is what the metrics says to us. So if it is 258, then possibly the results has to be 100 and something and 125. So that is what the result here. Okay, so how about the second result? So second result is 13 is the link click cost. For a single link click cost per result is 39.40. So that means what, into four times is the result that we have received. That means for each four number of link clicks, there is one conversion happens. And the metrics is highly very low, so this metrics might not be accurate. The reason is, the three number of link clicks are so less. So we can go for some better metrics so that the results will be much relevant. So here, the total number of link clicks are 68, and in this 68 link clicks, we have achieved, okay, I mean to say for a single link click, it is 14.16 rupees has been spent. So for single cost per result, it is 32 rupees. So that means into 2 is the total value that we had spent for the results. So for every 2 clicks, every 2 link clicks, we are getting one result. So that means there are two people who had clicked the call to action button, and one had went away and one had successfully completed. So this is the metrics that is available for us. And after that, we have the click through rate, link click through rate. So that means, how many impressions that we had shown, and for that, how many link clicks that we have achieved. So this is what, considered as click through rate. So here, we have that there is a total number of 258 link clicks, and the impression is 24,574. So 24,574, 1% is 258. Okay, so this is what the click through rate. So if we have a higher click through rate, then what to say, our cost per link click will be reduced, will be less, as well as the results will also be less. Okay, so in order to improve the click through rate, we have to do a lot of elements, like it has the metrics of what advertisement that we are showing, and who are the audience that we are showing. If we are showing to the right audience, the click through rate will be high. And what is the form data that we have, and what kind of catchy offer we have used. So all those elements will be considered for the click through rate. Okay, so now what we have is the clicks. So this clicks is something like, if we consider there is a see more option will be there in the particular advertisement. If someone clicks at read more option, and they had read the advertisement, those things will be considered as number of the clicks which had happened on the advertisement. But these are not the call to action clicks. So this link clicks or the call to action button. Suppose if you have a apply now button, and if someone clicks that link, those things will be considered as link clicks. Okay, so okay, I will explain you once it is completed. I will explain you with the live advertisement. Okay, so clicks are the same. Clicks are the things which had happened on the particular advertisement, which also includes the link clicks. But without a link also, it will be considered as a number of clicks. For an example, if someone clicks the image and had seen the image in a bigger view, that will be considered as clicks. Someone has clicked the read more option and they had seen the data, it will be considered as clicks. Because when a click has a link associated with it, then it will be considered as link click. Suppose if there is no link, but people who had interacted with a particular advertisement, those things will be considered as clicks. Okay, so here, there are totally 737 clicks has been happened from the impressions that we have received till now. So here, there are 24,574 impressions has happened for this advertisement. And among this 24,574 impressions, it is almost 3, that is 2.98 percentage is the click-through rate for the clicks. Click-through rate for the clicks. So that means among the approximately a 3 percentage of audience has interacted with the advertisement. Suppose if somebody had clicked the like button, or somebody had clicked the heart, everything will be considered as a click. Okay, so these are the things which has been which will be helpful for us to understand how the advertisement is performing in the Facebook ads network. And what we have is the cost per click all. So the same thing, CPC is a cost per click rather than the link click. It calculates for the cost per click. So the cost per click here, it has been mentioned as 5.08. So that means among it is almost equal to 3. Among 3 people who had clicked the advertisement, who had interacted with the advertisement, one person is going for the click option. So we can able to understand from this metrics that if suppose, let us consider 3 people. I mean, let us go for 6. Suppose if 6 people had clicked the advertisement, and among the 6 people who had interacted with the advertisement, 3 people had clicked the call to action button. Okay, and among the three people who had clicked the call to action button, two people, I'm sorry, one people or 1.5 people had converted into a result, converted into a customer or something like, lead. That's how we can measure here. And from here, we can also go to the next level, like, from result to we can able to have multiple layers. How we had achieved this result, we can similarly we can create something for the conversion. So for an example, if we have a clear metrics about how the conversion, if it is taken to the offline sales, the rest of the things we have to do it manually. Okay, I'm sorry. So rest of the things will be carried out manually in such a way that, when some lead is generated, we can have some additional KPIs and conversions can be calculated for how many leads we are getting one conversion.
So for a businessman or anybody who's doing an advertisement,
Mhm.
what, because it's too much of data on a screen. So which 4 5 parameters or 2 3 parameters we
Mhm.
should see it's a healthy, it's value for money ad we have made.
Okay, I
Can
understood.
something be like, no, it's like
Okay, I understood.
that is
Sure, sure, sure. Okay, so these are for the detailed analysis purpose, and this will help us to improve the return on investment. Might be so highly technical, and apart from this, if someone from the business perspective wants to analyze data, the data which are required to be considered can be uh, three metrics. So one is what is the total value which has been spent, and how many results that we have achieved, and what is the cost per result. So these are the three things which are important from a business perspective to understand how the results are performing. It is all about leads we spend and how many leads. That's all. That is good enough for us. And additionally, we can able to see one factor, that is cost per result, because everything whatever that we had seen on the other segment will have a result exactly directly on the cost per result, and our objective is to get the leads result. So we can see two things. One is what is the amount that we had spent, and what is the total amount of leads that we had generated, and what is the cost per single result. That's all. Okay. So right now, fine. I think I had almost completed everything in this column. Uh, then what we have is, we have the option to filter. I mean, filter based on duration. Like here, I had chosen this month, and I have multiple options here through which I can able to check out what is the result which had happened for a period of time. So if the campaign is running for a longer duration, for 1 week, 2 week, or 3 weeks of time, we can able to check out for a last 7 days how the results are performing, for last 14 days how the results are performing. Okay, so if we want to check out how the results are performing for today, we can use the today date presets option, from which we can able to get the data which is which will be reflecting for the only one day, current day. Okay, so this is what which had happened for a current day. So similarly, we can see for yesterday and last 7 days, we can see the data, and we can see rest of the details like how many for the last week and etc. Okay, and we have the option for compare. By giving the compare option, we can able to check out what is the result for last 7 days and what is the result for before last 7 days, the last 7 days of the last week. Okay, so here we can check out these are the results which are the results of the last 7 days, and we can able to see like how the results has been happened over a period of time. By clicking this option, I can able to check out how much percentage of leads has been improved this week when compared to the last week. So these data will be available here. The change, and I mean, this is the change percentage, this is the total change, and this is the current change, current leads, and this is the previous lead. Okay, so similarly we can able to get the data for all the elements like cost per impression and impression and everything. Okay. Okay, so whatever the data that we have that we had seen here, the same data will be available for the ad sets. The same data will be available for the ads. Okay, on taking it to the closer optimization, you can travel towards the advertisement ads segment. So in the till the ad segment, you can make the optimization process. And in ads we'll be having additionally three more columns, which we can use it to identify how the advertisement is performing when compared to the competitors who are doing the same advertisement in the same segment. So here if it mentioned, there are three options that will be available. One is mm, okay, one is above average, one is average, and the other one is below average. Okay, so these are the metrics which we can use it to identify how our advertisement is performing compared to the other competitors. Okay, so if it has mentioned as below average, so there is some problem in our advertisement that it is not performing good. Okay, so this is how we can able to measure with the help of the scores which are available in the ad segment of the particular the campaign. Okay, okay. Then what we have here? Suppose if we want to preview the advertisement, how can we able to preview? So here we have the option view setup. So if we activate this view setup option, we can able to get what are all the parameters that are we had created during the setup process rather than the performance process. So whatever the results obtained, those will be shown if we had deactivated this view setup. But while we had activated this view setup option, we'll be seeing all the segments that we had created, like what is the ad id, what is the objective, what is the budget, and what is the bid strategy that we have applied. And this offline events, app events, Facebook pixels, etc will be available if we integrate a particular script to the website. If it is not, then these data will not be shown. And here we have the preview link option, which is used to view the particular advertisement when an end user is going to view the advertisement. For an example, let me to show you an example. By clicking this preview ad option in the same timeline, we can able to see the same advertisement which is mentioned as sponsored and demo. Okay, so that means it is shown only to us. And this is the advertisement which has been for an example, if someone clicks see more, it will be considered as clicks. When someone clicks the link, it will be considered as a link clicks. Okay, when someone clicks the call to action button, then it will be considered as cost call to action, which is link clicks. Okay, so this is how we can able to see advertisement with the preview. And even in this particular advertisement, if we had made any interaction, that will be shown to the entire audience whom we are going to run the advertisement. Suppose in this comment option, if I had typed something, and if I had posted, this particular comment will be always there attached to this particular advertisement. So that means whomsoever this advertisement is seeing, everyone will be seeing this comment. So it is going to be this is a real this is a real advertisement which has been shown to us, and whatever the interactions that we have it here will be shown to all the people whoever is seeing the particular advertisement. Okay, done. So apart from this view setup option, we have a lot of additional features on getting into the advanced level of analysis. You can also use all these elements, like for an example, if you want to see how the people are engaging with the advertisement, we can use the engagement option. So here for the advertisement, we have some metrics like total post reactions, in the sense how many people had given the likes and heart and etc, those will be considered as post reactions. And post comments, how many had replied for the advertisement, those will be considered as post comments. And post saves, suppose if someone saves the post in their Facebook page, those things will be considered as post saves. And shares, you all know, if they share the post. And link clicks, same metrics what we had seen previously. And page likes, if someone likes the page, it will be shown here as a page likes. And cost per link click, same metrics that we had already explored. Okay, so these are the things which will be available while we had chosen this engagement option. So similarly, we have a lot of other options as well. So whichever we want, we can explore. You can take your time to explore each and everything. I had just shown you whichever is highly important. I had shown you those metrics, and you can explore each and every element while you're going to run an advertisement, and you can use it for the optimization process. Okay. So then, apart from this column, we have one more thing, which is the row part. So here the breakdown can be available for us in the row segment. Like for an example, if I want to see the advertisement based on each day, how the results are, I can able to see with the help of day, week, 2 week, and month, and etc. And delivery, I can able to check out based on how the ad is performing based on age category. These are data, the audience do not require to give it, submit in the form, but we can directly see what is the age category that the audience who are integrating with our advertisement, and what is their age and both, and what is their locations and country. And the DMA has to be checked, and the impression device, and platforms and device. Hope you can able to understand these things. Platform in the sense, what is the software version that they are using. And platform and device means the company, it will show both the segments, platform and device. And placements in the sense of which placement it has been shown, whether it is a it has shown in the stories, or it had shown in the the timeline feeds. So those data will be available here. Then we have placement and device, and product ID, and the time of the day, that is, at which time we had received a particular result, and which time we had not received the result. So those data will be available using this time of the day option. Okay, so for example, let me to show you one thing, which is platform and devices. So while I had chosen the delivery option, I can able to see all the data whichever I had chosen in the columns, that is engagement. So if I change the data from engagement to performance and clicks, all the data which are associated with performance and clicks, the relevant data will be available. Like here, the advertisement has been uh, let me to show with the lesser amount of data, so that we can able to see it with much easier. Okay, so each and every advertisement, the placements where the advertisement has been shown. uh, okay, so it is like each each I mean each advertisement, which platform that the advertisement has been running. So here we can see it is about Android and smartphone, that is the location most of the reach has been shared with. And then we have some Android tablet reach, and then we have iPad reach, and then we have iPhone reach. So one result which had came through the iPhone, right? So similarly, we can able to segment based on which device the results were coming. So by understanding each and every data, and if we finally create a single advertisement for the optimization process, we can able to get a better return on investment for the complete optimization that we had obtained. Suppose for an example here, the result comes for a iPhone, and the total amount of reach is 807. And the what is the total amount that we had spent for impressions, we can check it out here. So here we can able to see for the device iPhone we had spent 79.87 rupees, and for the device Android we had spent an average of 90.30, and for a iPad we had spent a value of 437. This is a bit on the higher side. I'm also I'm also unaware why this is costing this high. And let us see what is the data for the next advertisement. So here I do not have any iPad kind of let us check it out for last some 15 days. Okay, so here we have the iPad, and here we have the iPad. Okay, let us explore which device cost the advertisement more. So here we can check it out here. Among the rest of the things, tablet cost less, and iPad cost high, but the number of impressions is much less. So let us explore the same thing in the other advertisement. So here, the total cost for 1,000 impressions is high for the highest for desktop. So the highest is for the desktop, and the next highest is for the iPhone. So 401 is for the iPhone, and then what we have Android Smart. Oh, these are the Instagrams. Okay, so these are Instagram. For the Instagram, Android it is economical, and then we have tablet. Android tablet is of higher cost, and then iPad it is of 148, and then iPhone it is 127. So that means the cost of the advertisement does not exactly reflecting based on the devices that we are serving, but rather it is calculating based on the placement where it is available and what is the cost of the placement. Okay. Anyway, so these metrics will be helpful for us. So how many results that we have achieved from this particular device, that will be highly helpful for us. So here, if we have a check 80 results from Android, and then two results from desktop and one result from iPhone, and then from the Instagram 25 results is from Android, and then four results from iPhone. Okay, so this will help us in order to understand and optimize where we want to target for and how we can able to narrow down our audience segment. Okay, so similarly, we have the other options as well, like based on time and day, we can able to check out, and we have the option, by actions. It will be based on something like if we implement embed a script. Script for the conversion. We can able to check it out how many conversions happened on based on device, and if we are running a carousel advertisement, we can able to check out for the carousel advertisement. Then at this point it is not showing any of the data, and usually it is of image, video, slides, and website URL, text, headline, description, and call to action. Okay, all right. So clear breakdowns will help us to remove all the breakdowns, and we can able to see the same data. Okay, so whatever the data that we had seen here, so those data we can able to export with the option reports. So here we can able to click the export table data, and by which we can export the data whatever that we are seeing as a CSV file, XLS file, or something like export to ads reporting. It will save it in the ads reporting segment of the Facebook, but ultimately mostly we require the formats to be in Excel or might be in CSS dot CSV file. Okay, so these are the options which are available. We just require to click the export option. While we give the export option, we will be getting all those data in the Excel file. Okay, so we have all the data, whatever that we had seen for the metrics, and those data has been exported to us in the Excel format. This we can use it for the purpose of auditing or analysis and whatever it is. Okay, so I believe we had learned about how to create a reporting and how to download a report, and what are the metrics that those are the things that will be generated for a campaign that if we run in the Facebook advertisement for today. And if you have any doubts, we can use the rest of the time to clarify the doubts. And done, and once done, we can wind up for today. And what is the day? Today is Friday. So once we are done, and let us meet on Monday for the new chapter on email marketing. Okay.
Uh, okay, I just show you my ad manager.
Okay.
Okay, before I joined this course, I used to
Hmm.
do some advertisement through Facebook.
Okay.
But you Facebook had that feature now you want to promote your ad and all those
Hmm.
types. Like I would click
Yes.
photographs of golf sets and all.
Hmm.
It would ask me to boost it,
Okay.
right? So
Okay.
uska data hai. So
Hmm.
if I show it to you, I mean, there
Hmm.
are a lot of errors in it. So I'm
Hmm.
sure you'll find it funny, but If I
Okay.
show it to you, can you just guide me
Hmm.
with where did I go wrong? Because so
Okay.
much of time.
Sure,
Yeah,
Samir.
just
Sure,
a minute.
sure. We can do that.
So how do I present it? Like I have the ads manager open on the other tab.
Okay. So
So
other tab in the sense in the same
other what do you call this?
same
Yeah,
system.
this is how it is.
Okay. I
Can you see
think
it? No.
no, I can't able to see you unless you share the screen. To share the
Okay, how
screen,
do I share the screen?
I will.
Where do I?
I'm showing it in my screen how to do that. Near the turn on captions option, there is a option called present now, or you'll be
Acha, acha.
seeing an option called you are presenting. You have to click that one, and then you'll be having the option called share the entire screen. And after clicking that option, you'll be having an option called entire screen. Just click and give OK. Then your screen will be shared.
So it's like turn off. I turn on the option. Turn on caption. Sorry.
That you do not require to be clicked. Near the turn on captions, you can able to see an option called present now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I
Okay.
click on that.
Yes.
Okay, now entire screen, right?
Entire screen.
Can you see it now?
I'm yet to see your screen.
Should I press share also?
It will show a dialog box, and in that dialog box, it will ask you to choose the entire screen. Then one
Yeah,
more time
I
you have
did
to give
that.
OK.
I did that. clicked on the entire screen.
Okay.
So उसके बाद ये आया share your entire screen.
Yes,
There's
that
a
is true. That is true. You have to give OK or something. You have to choose that screen kind of icon. Then you have to give OK.
okay.
Yes.
I guess it's happening now.
Yes. Now I can see your screen. Okay. So now you can explain me.
So this is the ad manager.
Okay.
You can see all these. So last night, day before night, this traffic thing which I've written here on the first.
Uh huh.
This is what I was practicing it after the class was over. But
Okay.
the previous ones, like
Hmm.
let's say there's plenty of them.
Okay.
So all of them have accounts like delivery ke niche. There's always account error written on all of them.
Okay.
And I don't think so it's reached anyone because I would just finally get you reach three people after spending 300 bucks.
Okay.
I would feel really painful about it.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Fine.
I mean, I was just, tinkering with that Facebook feature, how to boost a post.
Okay. Okay.
But the traffic thing written is what I was doing after you told what to do. So I
Uh-huh.
probably gone wrong there also. But
Okay.
just want you to guide me how should I rectify that.
Okay. Okay. So right now, I think your question is about account error, right?
The whole thing, like, even the account error,
Uh-huh.
why is it showing account error? And
Mm-hmm.
like in one of those ads,
Mm-hmm.
indiangolfshop.com, you see budget is 400, 500,
Mm-hmm.
those kind of things. So have these are January
Mm-hmm.
ads or something.
Okay.
So the results, I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
like doesn't show anything.
Okay. So one thing is, in order to view the results, we have to choose the particular duration. Like above the column ads, you can able to see this month June 1,
Yeah, yeah,
2022.
yeah.
Yes, please choose that and give the option lifetime. Otherwise, you choose the option through which period the advertisement is running. So let us click the lifetime option now.
Okay. But then that.
Yes. So now we can able to see the data for these advertisements and what the results that we have obtained. So here, the brand by new Taylor was running and the results were 180 1837. That is post engagement. That is clicks, what to say, like something like, comment. So those things will be like post engagement. So you
Okay.
have received 100,873 engagements, and this is the reach, impression, and the cost per result is 0.13, and
So
etc.
not bad, I guess.
I mean,
Was it good?
it's
I mean,
not
finally, I thought nobody saw that ad.
okay. Okay, no, this much of post engagement is really good,
Okay.
but ultimately for a business, it is about of course reach will have a conversion, and it is based on the business objective for what purpose that we are doing. Like
Okay.
usually people will make a post, and they will be promoting the post just to keep the audience engaged, their own audience and fans to be engaged. So if that is the objective, then this is a really a good metrics.
Yeah, that was the intention also.
Okay, then this is a good metrics that those data is here, and I think it is supposed to show for the other things as well, but it is not showing. In that case, these advertisements were had not were not running. So why this had happened? So January is the last day that this advertisement was running, and this account error will come. Suppose if the budget has been expired, if it is a
Okay.
prepaid card, if the budget has been expired, then this account error will be coming. So in order to rectify that, you please go and choose the settings option.
Setting,
Yes,
setting.
yes.
Where is it?
I mean, near the at the right hand side topmost corner, you can able to see near the bell icon. You can able to see settings icon near the top right hand side corner.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yes, above that, near the notification icon, you can see a
Yeah,
settings
setting.
logo.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So in this, you in the left hand side panel, you can able to see a icon or a logo, something similar like a credit card.
Like a.
Credit card, credit card, debit card. In the left hand side panel, a small narrow panel which is available in the left hand side, complete left, the marginal left, screen left.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. In the same column, scroll up or scroll up or yes. Here you can see the option payment settings.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, please click the payment settings. Okay,
Acha.
so this is the reason. So it's a prepaid account. So you can use the add money option to add the money to the account, and once the money is added, then the advertisement will be running.
So these are like okay. So if I do it, I mean that's an old ad, so I don't need it now.
Okay,
The new products have come in, but that's how I. Okay, I got the idea behind it.
okay
Fine.
then. Okay, of course, no issues.
ठीक है.
All right.
So the those errors were there. It was showing was
Uh-huh.
primarily because there was no money into that ad.
Yes, that is true. That is true. That is the reason. Account error shows. If you want, you can check it with the added value. You can add some 100 rupees, and you can check it out whether the account error has been dismissed, and then you can add
Okay,
the rest of the money.
ठीक है. I'll do it at night and get back to you on Monday about it
Sure
or
then.
mail it. Sure,
Sure then.
that's
Sure.
it.
Okay then.
Thank you.
Okay, that's great. Fine then. Okay, Samir. Then have a
Okay,
great sleep. We will meet
sure.
on Monday.
हाँ जी, sure. ठीक है.
Okay.
Have a nice weekend.
ठीक है
Bye
ठीक
bye.
है. Sure sure. Thank you very much. Bye.